Well, back in the day, I'm talking about the 20s, 30s, 40s, and into the 50s, when they had dances, people actually danced. It was a very popular and cheap activity. There was live music, and in Stillwater, there were a number of places that sponsored dances. There was a place called the Oasis, which was above, for those that know where Cacomia's Wooden Nickel is now, up above that was a dance floor. Sometimes it was called the Fiscus Hall, sometimes it was called the Oasis, but it was a large open area, and they would have dances there. Swims right next to Eskimo Joe's headquarters. On that top floor was another dance hall. And so, especially before 1937, 38, these off-campus locations would hold dances, and they would have live bands. And beginning in the 20s, mid-20s, big band sound, swing music was popular. And generally they were contracted to hold these dances. I mean, they'd be paid by like the Student Government Association or a fraternity and sorority would usually sponsor the dance, and then they would pay the band to perform there. It was common for couples to attend, but also you could go as, they were called stags, guys who went on their own, or couples. Usually it cost more for guys to go in than girls. They always had more guys than they had girls, so they charged like $1 for guys and maybe 75 cents for the girls to go. Well, once Gallagher-Iba was completed, then the old gymnasium became a place for people to gather for dances, and it was the largest arena in the area that wasn't used for athletic activities, and you could easily get thousands of people in that as a dance floor. So that second floor, which is now the architecture building, but that second floor is where they would hold dances. Another popular event would be when the athletic teams would win football games or basketball games, and sometimes wrestling matches. If either it was a special victory, like perhaps over OU, or an unexpected victory, then usually it was the following Monday, students would begin skipping class. They begin just either not going to class at all that day, or as the day went on, they would begin leaving classes and hold dances. They'd have these dances, and they'd gather. There was one victory after the University of Tulsa victory. This was in the early 40s, where by the afternoon there were thousands of students all dancing to the Varsitonians, off campus. Usually they weren't authorized, but occasionally the president, usually it was President Bennett during most of this time, occasionally they would appeal to President Bennett, like they would all show up at his house, which was on campus right after the event, and more or less appeal to him to have a walkout day. And sometimes he'd give them their blessing and say, yes, okay, you're gonna have to go to school Monday. And other times he'd say, no, we've still got class, you've still got to go to school, but that didn't always stop them. So.